we're all at different stages on our journey. No matter where you are, there's always going to be someone, making content for whatever stage you're on, right? So there's plenty of women talking about everything that men do that are harmful in the patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. I talk about those things from time to time too, right? But my content's for women who are past that, right? Who are past complaining about men, who are past looking at all the treacherous things and trifling things men are doing, and who's ready to turn that mirror towards them and look inside themselves. Oftentimes women get stuck with women's content who are either telling them how to use and manipulate men for money to get their bills paid, or women who are complaining about how horrible men are and the patriarchy, and they get stuck there because there's trauma bonding, there's dopamine hits, there's adrenaline rushing, all of those feelings you get of everybody who ever did you wrong. But if you identify anything with source and you know that you're a divine woman and you know that you are it, then you know who you are as a woman, and you should be working towards that, not getting stuck along the side way, just crying and complaining in an infinite loop about what men are doing to you. Knowing that you have control over every single thing that you invite into your energetic sphere. But a lot of women don't want to focus on that because it's so much easier to focus on what everybody else is doing to you. But that is the exact recipe for not changing a damn thing. So women sit and they, constantly talk about how terrible men are and how men don't show up for women and they put women's lives in danger. There's one person that can put your life in danger the most, and that is you. By refusing to see the truth, believe what you see, not what you want to be true or what you want to believe. I believe all women's content, everything people talk about, is relevant because there's somebody at the stage where that's the amount of information that they can absorb. I know a lot of women can't absorb the content that I make, mostly because they don't want to. Because it's easier and it's cheap to pay attention to what everybody else is doing to you rather than the part that you play, because that requires actual change. But some women would rather spend time trying to get everybody else to change than themselves. And I talk to women, not men, because, women like to hear us say how powerful we are and how important we are and that men cater to us and all that kind of stuff. But y'all don't know how that looks in day-to-day practice. Because the bottom line is men are also sentient beings too, and autonomous beings who don't have to fucking cater to you. They don't. Stop asking them to. So the bottom line is a lot of women's desire for a nuclear family, for a man, for children, for marriage, will be their undoing because they want those things at any price. And they'll pay any price for them or their offspring. And it shows. So my content is for women who are past blaming everything on men, for women who know they are powerful, that they are it, and who either operate like they are or who want to operate like they are. It's not enough to say you're a goddess. It's not enough to say you're divine and you're source and you're tapped in and you're a mother. You have to act like it. See, women have been conditioned to believe that because we're women, this inherent importance, right, that I do believe is there, that I do agree is there. But until you start operating like it, until you make yourself scarce and expensive, and I don't mean monetarily, boo. You're as cheap as every other person. Y'all want respect because you have babies and during pregnancy, but because y'all have babies because somebody blink in your direction or blow air towards you or tell you you're pretty or tell you you have a nice outfit on or dance with you at the club, Y'all have babies for any fucking reason. So not only is your uterus cheap, what comes out of it is cheap as well. Because if you don't have the tools, you don't have anything to pass along to your offspring. So my content is for women. It don't matter whether you have children or not. Because Auntie Danielle loves the babies, and the babies love her too. But the babies are suffering. And frankly, I don't want children just because this world does not deserve my children. My children would be too good for this world. Maybe yours aren't. That's okay. That's not shade. Yeah, it sounds a little shady, but that's not shade. Because I know that would be a projection of how I feel. If you like the world that you in and you think your children are okay here, fine. Do you, boo? You are just as powerful an entity as I am. But the bottom line is, as long as you give away what you have that is supposed to be valuable for little to nothing, is as cheap as men treat you like it is. It's as cheap as your children treat you like it is. When you have babies for any old reason, you take care of them yourself, who are you trying to convince that you should be cared for and protected? You don't protect yourself. At the start of and end of every day, it is not a man's primary responsibility to raise children. It's not. I don't care if you don't like it. If you don't like it, don't have children. That's why I don't have them. This world is not equipped for mothers to mother properly. It's not. So I would be doing not only myself, but my offspring a disservice by bringing them here. Now, I don't expect the whole world to stop having babies, although my God, it was changed shit rapidly. Because you already see it's changing rapidly either. Imagine if more women did it. But I'm okay with more women not doing it. You know why? Because y'all will be a covering for me. That's how that works. As long as you doing it, ain't too many people tripping about the fact that I'm not. So y'all are something like a bodyguard for me and other women who are opting out. But at some point, the collective of women are going to have to choose. Either way, they're choosing. You're always choosing. But this is the reason why we have so many problems we have as women. Because as long as you continue to do something, you are saying that the conditions by which you're doing it in is perfectly fine. Y'all can say y'all don't like trafficking. Y'all can say y'all don't like patriarchy. Y'all can say y'all don't like the world that you live in. But as long as you keep producing humans for this world to thrive, you do like it. Your wombs are cheap. So by proxy, mine is cheap. They're easy. Y'all have kids for any little reason. It's not sacred anymore. Y'all do it because y'all self-esteem was in the dump today. Y'all do it because you were dripping one day. You saw something, somebody danced with you at the club, somebody told you was pretty. Y'all pop out babies. How do you expect to mothering and birthing, and how do you expect that to get respect when y'all do it so freely? That's how it works. Doesn't matter how it should be, it matters how it is. So then those of us who operate in the way that I do, I have to understand that if I do come across men, I'm gonna come across men who think that I act like y'all. And the only distinction is to separate myself. So are you going to be somebody who separate yourself, or are you going to be somebody cheap?